Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to Live at the Waterhole. My name is Amy and I'll be with you for the show today. And what a wonderful way to start off our show with a penguin that has come all the way over this side and is busy preening itself, and I'm sure also absorbing some wonderful sunshine. He starts to, carries on heating up. Now, remember that this is, of course, a live and interactive show, and I would love to hear from you. So please do make sure that you send through your comments and questions to me. And you can do that in a variety of different ways, whether it is on the or the app, you can chat to me in the YouTube chat stream, or you can join the conversation on X. Remember to use the hashtag WildEarth. Oh, not only a penguin, but also a little face of a dusting out there. And yesterday, I was so happy we got to see these penguins actually move out into the water. It seems to be something that they coincide with the high. And today, high tide should half an hour to 45 minutes or so late. Penguin's busy sorting out its feathers, so they out and swim and catch fish on the moon, primarily what their diet's made up of, and then they'll come out onto the shore like this, basically digest and also just enjoy the sunshine, have a bit of a break. I wonder what that, oh, whoa, that was very quick. I was just about to say, I wonder what it thinks of that penguin. Now, usually we see a whole group these penguins together. This one seems to have moved across the bay, basically. I'm not sure where the others would all be at this moment in time. Can the man? I don't think so. I don't think they get ticks. Just because of where they are, where they stay, and the very cold water that they live in. Of course, they do come onto the shore like this. Ticks aren't necessarily something that you find on the beach, maybe sand louse, but that's part of why they preen themselves so much. And it would be quite difficult for a tick to actually get through all those layers of feathers, I think, and find the skin and the blood vessels which it needs to oh, look at that stretch. Which it needs to basically latch onto. But a beach like this, the rocks, isn't really a place for ticks. We're looking more at places like grass and things like the felt. They sort of wait for something to walk past and latch onto, which we see happening a lot in animals within the savanna sort of biome. That was a very cute stretching session by this penguin.
Would you like to see the awesome sight of Africa's biggest tuskers in the shadow of ancient Mount Kilimanjaro? Or a pride of 20 lions hunting in the grasslands of the Masai Mara? Join me, James Hendry, on the unique Kenyan adventure to Amboseli and the Mara. There are only 6 places on this unforgettable safari in May 2025. Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
Become a Wild Earth YouTube member today and unlock extras and bonuses, like ad-free streams so you can stay immersed in your safari without any interruption. Have your burning questions answered first by me or other expert naturalists. Join now to avoid missing out on these amazing benefits. Help us connect people to nature.
We understand that not everybody has got spare pennies to rub together at the end of the month. We're introducing an initiative called Gift an Explorer.
So that those with lots of pennies can gift a Wild Earth Explorer access to those with fewer.
We're aiming for 250 gifts, but the more the merrier.
You can nominate a recipient or keep it anonymous.
It's a great way to share the Wild Earth mission with other nature lovers around the world.
We have some exciting news for our Wild Earth travelers. Book a trip to any of our locations through Wild Earth Travel and you'll get an exclusive dinner with one of our expert guides. Imagine dining under the stars and sharing stories with your favorite Wild Earth presenter. It's the perfect bonus to your dream safari. Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
Elephants that are also some zipping around in the background. Is that our grey heron arriving as well? Watching the eddies here at Tau. And I know many of you will agree with me when I say elephants are the one animal that we can really watch all day without ever getting tired of it. And these elephants have worked out that they can cross here into these muddy sort of parts of the waterhole where this delicious green grass grows. Well, it must be delicious. I personally haven't tasted it. But by the way, these elephants and even the waterbuck come over and feed on it. It must be enjoyable for them. They look like they are having a wild time. Veli, that's a fascinating thought, and like Steve was saying, who is one of the naturalists and presenters that is at Juma at the moment, and you say he was speaking about elephants and how they can read people or guides over a period. They get to know certain people, whether their accent, their sound of their voice, that sort of thing. And you want to know if I've ever experienced an elephant recognizing me. I don't know. I can't say a moment where I've been like, built a particular relationship with a specific elephant. And the reason for that is because the areas that I've worked in dominantly in my career have been open, very large systems where you don't see the same individuals over again. In fact, we may, it is very unpredictable and move through such an area that we see many different ones every day. So I haven't been able to be in a position where, for example, like in Amakala, a certain number of elephants are all named and the individuals are known. And for example, someone like Eric, who presents for the live drives, has had an incredible opportunity, as do all the guides that work there, to develop certain relationships with the individual elephants, because it's the same individuals over and over again. But it is something that one day I hope to experience. I think even if it is a open reserve, that can still happen, particularly with, for example, certain bulls that hang around in the home range, and they get to know around the lodge or guides that are in that area. So it is possible with a little regular sightings of individuals over and over and over again for a greater period of time. Steve is absolutely correct, and an amazing thing. There's some amazing books. The one that comes to mind is The Elephant Whisperer, and elephants are capable of those connections with and recognizing them, which is a beautiful thing. And there's warming stories that can make one quite emotional when you can understand just how deep those connections go between man and France. Yes, so it does only have a few elephants on the reserve, and we don't see so many when we are there. As one herd, they sort of are in one area at a particular time, and also the elephant sightings are quite busy with other vehicles, make it a little bit tricky sometimes for us just timing. There's some rules and regulations with regards to viewing of the elephants at certain times and things like that. At Mabula, just everyone is on the same page, because there are a lot of vehicles in the reserve, and one needs to always make sure that the animals sort of put first in terms of not having to on them. So just that. In my last stint particularly, we actually weren't able to put the elephants live them when we were not live, and we did film them a little bit. But yes, and also the other part of the thing with viewing elephant is the reserve is very large, And often we would have decided to go to an area, and then the elephants are called in, let's say, in the far north, which is where they like to hang around. And so it's just too far for us to go. Because there's only one herd, that is sort of the only place you would be able to see them. They move, and one day we had them sort of on the main lodge road. It was actually during the evening time on the way back after game drive, which was interesting. So that is why we don't see so much of them, France, at Mobula. Oh, wonderful. Let's head over to Safari Hook with a secretary bird. Oh, well, this is wonderful to see this. They are such beautiful birds, and not one that we get to see too often on the show. So, Bill, I believe that Ben and BK are currently at Mabula. So they are live out on drive. I think it is in the afternoons. So yes, that is we are live again there. If I'm not mistaken, Tadi was directing. She can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is the case. So Mabula will be out on drive this afternoon. I love the feathers at the back of their head. It really is so unique. And often they're seen in pairs. There we go. When the wind catches it and pushes it forward like that, it creates sort of a halo. Very long legs. Almost looks like they've got capri pants on. So secretary birds, although they really are beautiful, they're quite large, as you can see there, but they also are predators in their own right and are incredible at catching things like snakes. Other reptiles, anything really that they can find within long grass. They often are seen when hunting, walking, and looking around through open plains.
Would you like to see the awesome sight of Africa's biggest tuskers in the shadow of ancient Mount Kilimanjaro? Or a pride of 20 lions hunting in the grasslands of the Masai Mara? Join me, James Hendry, on the unique Kenyan adventure to Amboseli and the Mara. There are only 6 places on this unforgettable safari in May 2025. Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
100% mtanangu. Can you give me the spoon, please? How good are you with numbers?
Very good.
100%.
Gogo, look. Yeah.
Hundreds, my boy.
Gogo, it's hundreds.
Yes.
It's always hundreds with 100% pure sunfoil.
Join the Wild Earth Explorers program and connect with a community passionate about wildlife. Support our mission to share authentic wildlife experiences with the world. Your monthly contribution helps provide schools and children access to kids' safaris, fostering a love for nature in the next generation. Embrace the wonders of the bush and make a difference today. Wild Earth, connecting with nature.
Kenya's people, the landscapes and spectacular wildlife make it the ultimate safari destination. Come with me to the Masai Mara and Amboseli in May 2025. We'll explore the vast savannas looking for predators and then marvel at Kilimanjaro as the last big tuskers graze below. This safari is the perfect nature connection to calm the soul and escape from the world's folly.
We can have a look at it a little bit later, but it's so wonderful to have the secretary bird, and I always recognize it from my original bird book, which was the Roberts one, and they've got a secretary bird on the face, on the cover of that book, and it always reminds me of the beginning of my birding days. And it always struck me sort of piqued my interest with why it was called a secretary bird. And I believe it has to do with the quill-like feathers, those ones that I said form a sort of halo at the back of the head, which was reminiscent of the pen tucked behind sort of the secretaries that we would see in the sort of 1900s or so, even earlier than that. And I believe that is where the name comes from for these birds. Tommy, it is something I guess that we do generally associate those long legs with water birds, but very much so also for many other storks and herons that aren't actually water based. So we do get storks, for example, woolly necked storks aren't necessarily in the water and actually are hunting in the grass. And so then, oh, wow, secretary birds are the same. It's also to give them a bit of height and then also to protect themselves from whatever is, potentially in the grass. For example, something like a snake may want to bite them, but their scaled legs help protect them from that. Exactly, Lady Macbeth. That's exactly right. And the secretary bird keeps their quills tucked behind their ear as well. Well, this has been such a wonderful visit to Safari Hook. Let's head over to Rosie's Pan. Ooh, some birdies. Looks like a group of laughing doves have arrived here, come to drink. Also, some fresh elephant dung seems to be around as well. Wow, a lot of doves all of a sudden. Goodness me. There's a different bird there as well. Oh, no, it's not. Sorry, they all are laughing doves. Can actually hear one calling, or at least one calling in the background. Where they get their name from is that sort of laughing call. Ooh, 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 ooh. And they are a lot smaller than the other sort of species that we commonly associated, like the ringneck dove. These are a lot more dainty, if you want to describe it like that. And our resident hippo is still here as well, loving life in the waterhole. Lola, there most certainly is a reason, absolutely. And this time of the year in Southern Africa is because there is a lot of rain, which means a lot of food. So whether you are fruit eating, flower or nectar eating, whether you're seed eating or insect eating, there's plenty of food around for everyone. And with that, of course, it takes energy to mate, to call, and to attract a mate, to mate with them, to actually produce the egg, fertilize it, and then, of course, rear the young. And little baby birds have, well, let's put it this way, they're very hungry and they require quite a lot of food. And constantly, the parents often, if you've ever been fortunate enough to watch a nest nearby, there's a little birdie arriving there now for a drink. They're constantly back and forth. I had a pair of white-crested helmet shrikes nesting outside of my house last summer, and those that family that was help rearing it were constantly back and forth with insects. So that is why we see them nesting and breeding many of the species at this time of year, is food availability. Well, I always do love to head over to Tembe. So why don't we go and take a look at an impala mom and her baby. It's just so cute. And the little ones just sit there next to mom having a rest.
Join Wild Earth Travel on a unique nature adventure in the Greater Kruger Park. Legendary master tracker Renius Mhlongo leads a 4-day animal tracking experience followed by 3 nights in the Sabi Sand Nature Reserve. This experience offers a life-changing chance to track Africa's iconic animals on foot with a master of his craft. Renius is joined by Wild Earth presenter and expert storyteller Amy Krantz, and together they will connect you to Africa's wild heart.
Become a Wild Earth YouTube member and unlock exclusive bonuses and benefits. Enjoy uninterrupted, ad-free streams so you can stay immersed in nature. Have your burning questions answered first by me or other expert naturalists. Enjoy exclusive access to special broadcasts and videos, and help us to connect people to nature.
Chatting around the fire is an ancient practice that has connected humanity for centuries, and we want to keep it alive in our modern age. As an explorer, you'll have access to intimate gatherings with our naturalists, fascinating guests, and experts where we share knowledge, insights, and stories around a crackling fire. Rediscover the power of connection. Sign up to be an explorer today and experience the magic of Wild Earth's Fireside Chats. Are you ready for the adventure of a lifetime? Wild Earth Travel's newsletter is your passport to a magical journey. Explore exclusive travel options featuring special offers at stunning Wild Earth locations and all hosted by your favorite presenters. Don't miss out. Head over to our website and subscribe to the Wild Earth Travel newsletter today and stay in the know on all our unforgettable adventures. Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
I love all these little ones that are around. I also can hear a gorgeous bushshrike calling in the background, which is one of my favorite reasons to come to Tembe. Oh, and is this the lamb with the droopy ears? Oh, it's very cute. I believe they do come right after a little bit of time, but it is still very cute when their ears are low like that. Oh, that is the one that I'm thinking of, more on the left-hand side there. Although they do all sometimes look like they've got droopy ears, I will be honest with you. But there is one in particular that sort of I haven't seen lift up at all. I don't know if it is this individual. Maybe there's more than one, actually. France, you say you haven't seen their ears flat like that. Yes, it's not. They do sort of drop them every now and again, but there's a particular lamb, and I think it is the one here on the left that we actually see more often than ever, with its ears low like this. Apparently, cases like this have been seen before, and they do come right over time, so we'll keep an eye on it and see what happens. In the end, I think it will be okay, especially surrounded by the others, who it can rely on to, to be aware of anything that might be a threat to it. but it is really cute. It reminds me of like Snoopy, the cartoon character with the very long droopy ears. Is it Snoopy or is it just a basset hound? I'm not sure.
There's a big male leopard coming this way.
What an absolute beauty.
Yeah, guys, we've got Lalamba and Cub. We've got Lalamba and Shapondo. Look at this. This is amazing.
Welcome to a new era of seamless travel. Enjoy a hassle-free ticket purchase system with an effortless check-in, offering unbeatable value and a variety of options. Redefine business travel with Africa's award-winning value-based airline. FastJet, value, choice, flexibility.
We understand that not everybody has got spare pennies to rub together at the end of the month. We're introducing an initiative called Gift an Explorer.
So that those with lots of pennies can gift a Wild Earth Explorer access to those with fewer.
We're aiming for 250 gifts, but the more the merrier.
You can nominate a recipient or keep it anonymous.
It's a great way to share the Wild Earth mission with other nature lovers around the world.
It's finally here, the next Wild Earth Grand Tour. Get ready for 7 unforgettable nights of prime wildlife viewing in the Sabi Sands during peak predator season. Immerse yourself with past and present Wild Earth presenters, participate in a rhino conservation experience, and get a behind-the-scenes look at wildlife filmmaking. Hosted by James Hendry, Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
Well, how cute is this to see a leopard tortoise come down for a drink here at Rosie's? Not every day that we have a tortoise that's come for a drink. You can see that they actually are quite quick movers. That's a very small tortoise, actually. So, Olive, there is some truth to the statement that the shells of male and female tortoises are different. It depends, I suppose, in which way you're referring to. So, they're the same coloration, same texture, the same made of the same thing. The shells of females tend to be a little bit, I suppose, rounder at a greater height. Then males tend to be a little bit flatter. Also, the underside of their shells around their belly, the females are concave, more curved. With the males being a lot flatter. Off it goes. So difficult to actually say from here whether it is a male or female. I mean, those differences are very subtle. And unless you have two together to say, okay, this shell is more round than that one, therefore male or female. So I've never been able to just look at a tortoise and say whether it's male or female. So I think I got the concave and convex swapped around. So it's if we looked underneath, they call it a plastron at the bottom of a tortoise's shell, and the males are the ones with the more concave, whereas the female have a much more flat underneath their bellies, basically. I think in general male tortoises are usually larger than females, but again, unless you've got two that you know are the same age, it's difficult to say which is male or female. Oh, that was interesting. I wonder, I don't know what happened there, but it almost looked like the one bird was interested in potentially mounting the other one, which can happen. It's that time of year. Ah, Sandy, you and me both, all the babies all over the place. Whether they are in bird or mammal form, they are very cute. Bill, it is a pleasure. I do, have the skills to find leopards at waterholes very easily. Well, a version of leopard anyway, even if it is just the coloration on a tortoise's shell. Wow, it's gotten so green here. Rosie's Pan and some of the other areas around the Oliphants West Game Reserve were still quite brown, even while the Sabi Sands was beautiful and green just about a few weeks ago, actually. But the rains have come and now the grass is starting to turn here as well, and it really is becoming an absolute paradise. And our terrapin friend is back. He's been visiting regularly here on this Hippo Rosies. I must say, Ivan, that when it comes to judging the age of birds, it becomes very, very difficult. With some birds, so when they are young or juvenile birds, they are quite easy to judge. And usually with the smaller birds, that's within the first few weeks, months of life, and then by a year or so, they are pretty much the same as the adults. But if we look at birds, for example, like battalias or African fish eagles, they go through multiple molting stages where their feathers look completely different from the adults. I mean, a battalia is brown when it's younger. And as its new feathers come in, it takes a full 7 years before it looks like its parents. For a fish eagle, I think it's 5 years. So it's that way we can age them until that point. But once they are in their adult plumage, personally, it becomes impossible to say how old that individual is. There's just no real clear signs. I mean, for example, I think of southern ground hornbills. Sometimes you can see one of the more mature individuals because of the way the beak or the bill is chipped quite a lot. It's been wear and tear on that. But for the most part, in other ways, it's not like their feathers start falling out and they have patches that just, look really worse for wear. I haven't seen that before. So it does become quite difficult to age birds after they are in their adult plumage. And it is a lot cooler. I felt today there was quite a big change that happened last night. I believe a storm blew through, and so today is really a lovely cool day for the animals and the people. I think they are also enjoying it. And it is also interesting to note just how high the water level of Rosie's pan is. I mean, we usually had a really big gap between this log and the water line. Let's head back over to Tau. The zebras are still here. Seems like they are resting in the sunshine. Not only was there that one group, but actually quite a large herd, probably made up of multiple harems. So we're a massive group of zebra. We're talking potentially hundreds of them together. Here's a little bit less than that. But just like when we see a large elephant herd, it's not actually the same thing. They're not one family group. They would actually be made up of multiple, in this case, stallions with their mares and then their foals. And they sort of hang out, the social aspect of things together, but within that, their little family make up the greater whole.
Join Wild Earth Travel on a unique nature adventure in the Greater Kruger Park. Legendary master tracker Renius Mhlongo leads a 4-day animal tracking experience followed by 3 nights in the Sabi Sand Nature Reserve. This experience offers a life-changing chance to track Africa's iconic animals on foot with a master of his craft. Renius is joined by Wild Earth presenter and expert storyteller Amy Krantz, and together they will connect you to Africa's wild heart. We are thrilled to announce our new exclusive feature for YouTube members and explorers. Join us live every Tuesday for our sunrise and sunset safaris. Experience Tawny Tuesday like never before with up-close encounters and breathtaking moments. Don't miss out. Become a YouTube member or explorer today and immerse yourself in the heart of the bush. See you Tuesday. Join the Wild Earth Explorers program and connect with a community passionate about wildlife. Support our mission to share authentic wildlife experiences with the world. Your monthly contribution helps provide schools and children access to kids safaris, fostering a love for nature in the next generation. Embrace the wonders of the bush and make a difference today. Wild Earth, connecting with nature. Wild Earth Travel would like to take you to Namibia and Botswana. Drift over the desert in a hot air balloon, then glide through the lush Okavango Delta in a dugout canoe. This extraordinary journey blends dramatic landscapes with outdoor adventures and unparalleled wildlife encounters. Discover Africa like never before. Book now with Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
Let's head over to Safari Hook. Well, the black stork has popped out the water, and after its hunting activities, you can see it looks quite bedraggled, and it needs to take some time to sort out its feathers and dry off. Chris, you say you haven't heard the wonderful sound of the woodland kingfisher. If you are referring to you have never heard it, well, you have something to look. There are a few locations where we would be lucky enough to maybe hear it. Juma being one of them, and of course on our live safaris, I'm sure they are quite prominent in the background, or have been pointed out by some of the presenters during the drives. But it is a sound that is really unmistakable. There's nothing that could be, something else that really sounds like it. It is just the woodland kingfisher. It sort of has a one and then a descending trill, which is, like I said, the brown-hooded kingfisher also has some descending notes, but it's not the same. It's not really a trill. It's more like individual notes that come after each other. But you're right, actually. This week I haven't heard one on at any of our locations, prominently at least. I've heard plenty of other birds, though. Well, we're going to stay in Namibia, but we're going to head over to Okakuyo. Oh, wow, a scene. Elephants as well as some giraffes on their way. We actually haven't come to Okakuyo in quite a long time. There's just been a lot else going on. But it's wonderful to be back here at this iconic scene. And it really is so beautiful, especially when it's around, which is a treat. And slowly those giraffes are coming closer. And I have a feeling that some LA have been here. The bum of one that's sticking out on the right, that's possibly moved off. But sometimes when it looks like a bull, just by the size of this particular elephant that's on screen at the moment, the herds are still on their way. So fingers crossed, maybe they'll appear before the end of the show today.
Seven nights on safari during the magnificent green season. The rains have stopped, the land is emerald, and there are wild babies everywhere. Meet your favorite presenters.
This is amazing.
And create unforgettable memories on this once-in-a-lifetime adventure.
Thank you for coming along on this little adventure.
The Green Season Grand Tour, only with Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive. Join the Wild Earth YouTube superfan community and unlock a world of additional perks. Get exclusive early access or discounts to Wild Earth travel deals. Wear the best bush attire with merchandising discounts. Enjoy an interactive live monthly private safari. Don't miss out on the ultimate fan experience. Join the YouTube superfan community today. Chatting around a fire is an ancient practice that has connected humanity for centuries, and we want to keep it alive in our modern age. As an explorer, you'll have access to intimate gatherings with our naturalists, fascinating guests, and experts where we share knowledge, insights, and stories around a crackling fire. Rediscover the power of connection. Sign up to be an explorer today and experience the magic of Wild Earth's fireside chats. Safari, wine, and waterfalls. The ultimate African adventure. Sip South Africa's finest wines. Experience a world-class safari among Africa's iconic wildlife. And stand in front of Victoria Falls, one of the natural wonders of the world. All this can be yours with Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
The giraffe decided that it's safe enough to have a drink. One so long, but I know there were at least 4 others that were moving towards the water. We'll wait and see if they do arrive to join the other one that's already taking a drink. we are going to over these elephants and giraffe here at Okakuyo and head down to Stony Point. Wow, well, the tide is coming in again. As I said, it's a little bit later today, but roughly around the same time. And we can see how high those waves are now. And the penguins are around on the beach today. Maybe by the end of the show, like we did yesterday, finishing off with having these... well, actually, it was near the end of the show. It wasn't right at the end. But we had them all heading out into the water. It will actually to see if they do the same thing today, if they sort of have a bit of a routine. So Sandy Franklin, here where we are looking right now, it is not rainy season. The summertime is actually the dry season for the Western Cape of South Africa, and they receive their rain at the time. If you were referring to Okuku, yes, so they do also receive their rains generally in summer, and that can be any time really, December, January, February, even now, late November, but they just don't receive rainfall. I don't know off the top of my head the exact amount of mils a year. It's very low in comparison to other areas. Chris, I would send you some of it to the UK. We are very fortunate in South Africa. I mean, the weather does go up and down, but are blessed with amazing weather most year round. Actually, nothing too extreme, although we do have ranges and things like that where snow does occur. But in comparison to some of the Northern Hemisphere countries, we really are lucky with a very comfortable climate down here. And of course, having both the coastline, the mountains, having the bushveld. I mean, we reach such diversity across the sea is looking quite, let's say, active today. I mean, it's busy, but it just seems to be the waves seem to be a little bit bigger as they're pushing on higher here now. Quite noisy as well. Dark Main Lover, lovely to hear from. Thank you for saying hi, and it is great to be here today. You love Stony Point, and the are beautiful, aren't they? There we have a white-breasted cormorant that seems to be hanging on for dear life at this point. I think it had a bit of a hectic swim there with the sea being quite rough, let's say. Relatively speaking, I mean, it is actually quite calm, but with the higher sea level, now the waves do seem a little bit more reckless than before. Wow, well, this found a great spot. Actually, a beautiful view. I mean, this could be a painting. It's like he's posing for his portrait. Ah, are these the cormorants that are busy fishing here? Diving down into the water and out again. Dark Mane Lover. That Dusty is horrible, isn't it? It was really sweet lying there posing for. Well, this has been a love to the ocean. Let's head back up. Oh wow, this elephant. It's just relaxing. Look how its trunk is draped over its right tail.
Would you like to see the awesome sight of Africa's biggest tuskers in the shadow of ancient Mount Kilimanjaro? Or a pride of 20 lions hunting in the grasslands of the Masai Mara? Join me, James Hendry, on the unique Kenyan adventure to Amboseli and the Mara. There are only 6 places on this unforgettable safari in May 2025. Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
Welcome to a new era of seamless travel. Enjoy a hassle-free ticket purchase system with an effortless check-in, offering unbeatable value and a variety of options. Redefine business travel with Africa's award-winning value-based airline. FastJet, value, choice, flexibility.
We understand that not everybody has got spare pennies to rub together at the end of the month. We're introducing an initiative called Gift an Explorer.
So that those with lots of pennies can gift a Wild Earth Explorer access to those with fewer.
We're aiming for 250 gifts, but the more the merrier.
You can nominate a recipient or keep it anonymous.
It's a great way to share the Wild Earth mission with other nature lovers around the world.
We have some exciting news for our Wild Earth travelers. Book a trip to any of our locations through Wild Earth Travel and you'll get an exclusive dinner with one of our expert guides. Imagine dining under the stars and sharing stories with your favorite Wild Earth presenter. It's the perfect bonus to your dream safari. Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
There we go. Lunch or afternoon snack has been had, and you can hear that gorgeous bushrat calling quite a lot now in the background. And also, how windy is it? This poor bird holding on. I'm sure that little one, there we go, it doesn't have mom too far away. It's lovely to see them dotted around all over the place here. And that is actually a white-faced whistling duck and a female linyala that is there in the background. Often confused with impalas at a distance. It can be a bit tricky, but on closer inspection, very clear, distinct white stripes down the side. Ooh, I wonder if he's going to do a bit of mud or, I don't know, digging here. It's difficult to know if there is mud there or not. It's quite deep already. Maybe there's water, actually. Ah, mud it is.
Would you like to see the awesome sight of Africa's biggest tuskers in the shadow of ancient Mount Kilimanjaro? Or a pride of 20 lions hunting in the grasslands of the Masai Mara? Join me, James Hendry, on the unique Kenyan adventure to Amboseli and the Mara. There are only 6 places on this unforgettable safari in May 2025. Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
Become a Wild Earth YouTube member today and unlock extras and bonuses, like ad-free streams so you can stay immersed in your safari without any interruption. Have your burning questions answered first by me or other expert naturalists. Join now to avoid missing out on these amazing benefits. Help us connect people to nature.
We have some exciting news. To celebrate our new safari location, Mabula Private Game Reserve, Wild Earth Travel is offering an exclusive special offer for our viewers only. Book a stay for 4 nights or more at any of the lodges on Mabula Private Game Reserve and enjoy an extra night absolutely free. Don't miss this limited time offer. Contact Wild Earth Travel today to claim your discount. Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive. Join the Wild Earth Explorers program and connect with a community passionate about wildlife. Support our mission to share authentic wildlife experiences with the world. Your monthly contribution helps provide schools and children access to kids' safaris, fostering a love for nature in the next generation. Embrace the wonders of the bush and make a difference today. Wild Earth, connecting with nature.
Kenya's people, the landscapes and spectacular wildlife make it the ultimate safari destination. Come with me to the Masai Mara and Amboseli in May 2025. We'll explore the vast savannas looking for predators and then marvel at Kilimanjaro as the last big tuskers graze below. This safari is the perfect nature connection to calm the soul and escape from the world's folly.
And he is enjoying this spot here. There must be a pool there where the water's been able to create a bit of mud for them. And they're enjoying using that to spray it on themselves. I do feel like there are other places here that suit his size better, but he's chosen that spot for whatever reason it may be. I know, I cannot believe how quickly time has gone today. It really has been such a quick show. Penelope, it is such a pleasure, and it was a wonderful time with you all today. Dark Main Lover, it is a pleasure. We had a fantastic time with you all as well. Thank you to everyone for sending through your comments and questions as always. And yes, the show will be back tomorrow, so will I, for 29 November. And yes, it is also the busy Black Friday tomorrow, so I wish everyone who's doing any shopping tomorrow the best of luck. But Live at the Waterhole will be here to keep you calm. All right, everyone, enjoy your day or evening ahead. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.